It's April the 13th, 2015, and you are joining us at Beautiful Girl by Dana on YouTube live stream, and you can also find this data at thenuclearproctologist.org. And today we have just terrible news about Fukushima, and while I'm waiting for the stream to pop up, there's links below my video, 1, 2, 3, to Canadian guidelines, to the EPA's cesium, and to the EPA's tritium. And you need to open those links if you want to follow along with what I'm talking about. And this is so important that since we found out now that they got 7 million becquerels, and just hang on one second, check the audio. Looks good. So there used to be 5 to 8 becquerels, a tritium, would be found in your water. And that's left over from the Cold War, weapons that are exposed and keep leaching into the environment, and releases from nuclear power plants. Now, since Fukushima, of course, it stopped peaking rather after 1963, and since Fukushima, they decided now they're going to have 7 million atomic decays, 7 million atoms, and an atom will give you a cancer. But 7 million atoms in a cubic meter of water as a standard in Canada, without explaining this to the Canadian public, without having a debate about this, without even informing the Canadian, but telling Canadians there was nothing to worry about, that there's none here, and then dramatically increasing it from 5 becquerels a litre to 7,000 becquerels a litre, and everything is really measured in cubic meters of water, and that's like your bathtub of water, which you put your children in, is full of these atoms, and they're going to absorb those atoms. But it's not just tritium, which has got a 12-year half-life. It's got a 120-year lifespan, where it decays in other man-made ionized radiated elements. And any of those atomic decays could give you, not could, but will give you autoimmune deficiencies and cancers. So we're going to look at an extinction level event playing out in Canada, where they hide it away from you. But they tell you at the same time there's nothing to worry about. So it's not just hiding it away from you, it's brainwashing your loved ones, your friends, your families, your co-workers with this rhetoric that anybody that says something is fear-mongering, but at the same time having levels there that would evacuate Chernobyl. So Canada basically, not basically, but should be evacuated. All of North America, according to the levels. And to have strontium-90 as a standard now, which is 100% man-made, again, in your drinking water, is an abomination of everything that we covet. You know, we created a government and EPAs, we Health Canada, and we gave them a job. Their job is not to govern us. Their job is to go out and look for stuff and then deal with it. Their job is not to govern us. It doesn't say that in the Bill of Rights, the Constitutions, the Magna Cartas. But yet somehow they think they can govern us. Somehow they think that they're better than us and that they can just pretend that everything is okay, that they done the job we gave them, which they didn't, was to tell us there was an issue, and then go out and increase the levels right across the country without telling anybody, and then having the media refer to that as normal. Without anybody saying, by the way, they just jacked it up. And yes, I'm mad. Trust me. And I'm nothing compared to what's coming. Because they can't hide that no more. The numbers you're looking at, just for my own references, the numbers up here you're looking at, 7,000 becquerels of man-made radiation in your water is okay. It's not. It was never like this before. We have nuclear waste sites. We have terrorist laws. We have dirty bomb fear-mongering going on for decades. Terrorists will get hold of it and pollute your community. Now our communities are completely, our entire country. Every creature and insect and every human and every mammal and animal and every bird and the faunas and floras and everything now is going to get serious carnage. The stuff at that rate. You know, strontium-90, 5 becquerels a liter. That's 5 atoms. 5 atoms. 5 disintegrations a second. That's what a becquerel is. It's an atomic decay. Iodine-131. Why would they have that as a standard? Because iodine should have died 8 days after the accident. But because it's a chain reaction that goes on forever, produces iodine-131 forever. And so whoever put that there, whoever gave the authority to do that, are the traitors. And they're monsters. And that's what their legacy is. They ain't got no pensions. I can assure you that. Their pensions are all gone. Every one of them, they're gone. We're going to do a little voodoo because I don't know how my bandwidth is. But I want to be able to bring up the desktop presenter. And so just open the links below while we're making sure that stabilizes. And it usually takes a few moments for me to verify that it's stabilized. And I can get you the data that I'm talking about rather than screaming, which is all I'm really interested in doing. But we'll try to have a lucid conversation. Because what we're talking about is not lucid. What we're talking about is everybody's getting radiation. And, you know, how can anybody justify not telling us? How can anybody justify not having a debate? And how can anybody justify pretending this is not real anymore and that this is not urgent and that we don't have to take all of our institutions and get them up to speed? Health Canada. Health Canada guidelines for Canadian drinking water quality. And what do they have? The first thing you find down here, artificial radionuclides on your right hand side. Artificial. At 7 million becquerels a cubic meter. At 5,000 becquerels for strontium-90. Now, strontium-90, and you see cesium-137, for every 137, there's 100 times more strontium-90 produced. Chernobyl only had a 10-day chain reaction, and then it solidified. Still devastating. He brought in 1 million people. And they're still trying to contain it, the radiation, because the site is exposed. Fukushima 3 times the size. Fukushima number 3 was MOX fuel. 2 million times worse than any other reactor, according to the media, but it's actually 2 billion times. It's 2 million times 2 million. Because it went through a chain reaction, then they put it through a chain reaction again. And see, in context, 5 million pounds in a reactor, not counting the fuel pools and everything else, divided by pounds, divided by grams, 454 grams, is it? Say 500 grams. Divide that, or multiply that by 5 million pounds, and multiply that by every grain of sand on every beach on the planet, and that's why you got 7,000 becquerels, excuse me, a liter. A liter! How fast do you go through a liter of water? How fast does your kid go through a liter of water? Getting a shower or brushing their teeth. Nothing but atoms. They should just set up schoolyards and playgrounds at the nuclear waste sites. There's no difference. I'll stop yelling eventually. A couple of years, if I'm still alive. After all this radiation finishes with us. What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of years? Huh? Alzheimer's, dementia? They need a war. Now, if you go over and look at the EPA, which is where they take, Canada gets all their propaganda from anyway, and they lick their boats. Cesium, where does it come from? How does cesium get into the environment? Cesium-137 in the environment comes from a variety of sources. The largest single source was fallout from atmospheric nuclear weapons tests. The 50s and the 60s, they never stopped. Deposit cesium-137 worldwide. How much of the cesium-137 from testing has now decayed into another radioactive element for 10 times? Every 30 years, another radioactive element. A daughter product. That's what they call it. Wonderful. Your little daughter, boy, you know, she's a wonderful little thing. They'll kill ya. It's an abomination. A nuclear scientist is just Ted Bundy with a suit. A politician, the Health Canada, that said, hey, you know, we're just going to increase the guidelines and not tell anybody because we're Health Canada. You work for me, dummy. You betrayed your own children, your own friends, your own family. You're like that mass murdering Jay Cullen. You're no different. You're just a disgusting parasite upon our society. And your days of being a parasite are coming to an end. You think there's not going to be blowback for this? You think you're not going to lose all your authority when the right thing to do was tell everybody what was going on, and you can keep your authority forever, keep your pension forever, if that lasts that long, by hiding it. By hiding it. We're Canadians. They're just hanging in the street. They'll just catch you in your own community at some stage coming up. Your friends are going to catch you and just hang you, run you down on the side of the road or something, because you're a monster. You can't blame them. How can you blame them? You just come out, don't bother telling us nothing. Trying to control us like you're the boss, like you got some kind of power over us. Like you have some kind of authority when you're just supposed to do a job and warn us. And we tell you what to do. This is our country. And on the banner of too much authority that went through your head, you decided that, hey, we'll just not tell nobody nothing. We'll put it up on the site and let the media roll it out in increments to all the dummies, and so nobody can argue with them. 10 becquerels a liter is 10,000 becquerels a cubic meter of murder, of cancer. Just one bathe in that means you're going to get a cancer in 5 or 10 years. What does drinking and living in it and breathing it going to do to you every day? What do you really think is going on here? Do you really believe this is not now officially a genocide? An apartheid, where the system, it want to just leave you, not tell you nothing, not inform you, not give you an opportunity to get you or your loved ones out of the harm's way and go somewhere else? The people on the coastline of Canada are going to get incredible doses compared to what you're seeing right here. And this is incredible. It's inconceivable that this is happening, that our system stabbed us to death with radioactive atoms. How do people come in contact with cesium-137 in the soil and the water as a result of atmospheric fallout? Or Fukushima fallout? Trillium is no different. Tritium, there's a little tiny bit of natural. That's like 1/10,000th of a second. What are the properties of tritium? What is tritium used for? Hang on. How does tritium get into the environment? That's an interesting way to phrase it. Tritium occurs naturally in the environment in very low concentration, but most tritium in the environment is from the forms of tritiated water, which easily disperses in the atmosphere, water bodies, soils, and rocks. Dispersed during above-ground testing in the nuclear weapons, and the quantity of the tritium in the atmosphere and weapons testing peaked in '63 and been increasing ever since. Well, why we got 7,000 becquerels in a liter? I'm afraid to drink water. I'm afraid to drink anything Health Canada might have ever recommended or touched. You're worse than Nazis. What the Nazis were doing, where they just murdered everything. That's what you're doing. You're friggin' Nazis. 100%. You're the most evil thing I've ever seen. I can't even imagine me having that job and saying, the boss saying, hey, would you mind poking this up to the website? Not going to put no names on it. But don't tell the fucking slaves. They might revolt. Well, guess what? Revolt. You're revolting. I hope your neighbors hang you. I hope everybody in your community hunts you down, no matter where the fuck you're to, and tears your head off. Pop! Just fucking blood everywhere. That's what you deserve. Instead of taking all of our institutions and putting them to work on solutions. 4,300 peer-reviewed academic studies every day. We can't get one of them to do something about this. But every one of them had to fuck you over till the end of time. You paid for those academic peer-reviewed studies. And Elsevier, Springer, and Wiley, the 3 biggest publishers, have 20,000 academic journals. Vacuum all that up and get the copyrights for free. That's got to stop. Health Canada got to go away. Health Canada and their pensions. You got to take their pensions and use that money to prosecute these fuckers. Take their pensions and use it. They'll build a special prison where nobody could fucking even find them. And hang them there by their feet till the end of time. With a YouTube live stream. So we can all fucking enjoy it. You want to poison all of us? Let's get something straight. This is Canada. This is our country. And Americans will be the same way. And every other country that you're doing this to is going to be the same way. The nuclear industry is done. It's done. You mark my fucking words. You come kill me, come whack me, I don't care. You're done. Make no mistake about it. I'm only telling you the truth. You wouldn't come out and have that debate because everybody in Canada would be screaming it out. I wouldn't be able to get a word in. Media. Everybody. Roll out the Ken Buslers and the Jay Cullen. But I hope none of us shows up. I could do it all again tomorrow. Do it all again the day after. And the day after that. Every day till we got enough angry people out there fucking doing it. I didn't do this to you. No. Don't ever talk to these people. Just always spit on the ground. And walk away in disgust. Because anything else is too good for them. Let the whole planet wake up over the next year and then everybody will start lynching these fuckers. Without me even being here, they're going to do it. I just wouldn't mind accelerating it so I can get to enjoy it for a little bit longer. You people think that you're sitting there in your offices watching this and that you're going to get away with all this. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. I can guarantee you're not getting away with it. You can't go putting radioactive elements in our drinking water, murdering everybody in increments over a few years and think that's not going to come back and fucking rock your world. You can't think you're going to get a pension. Your pensions are gone. We're going to use that to build prisons to put you in. With no windows. No contact with anything else on the planet. Just video cameras so we can watch you go mad. And then every cancer victim should get to come in and stab you a few times. You fucks. Checks and Balances says I'm back. We'll keep chatting. Who knows? Maybe at some point this will make some sense. How do people come in contact with cesium from radioactive fallout? And 10 becquerels, 10,000 becquerels in your bathtub. 10,000 becquerels when you get a shower. 10,000 becquerels all around you when you go out in the rain. And then it bioaccumulates over and over and over. Every day, every time you drink water, you get more cesium that stays in your body. And there's more cesium now in your water than there is natural. See? 0.5 becquerels a liter for radium. Lead, 0.2 becquerels a liter. Strontium, 5 becquerels. Tritium, with a 12-year half-life. 7,000 in a liter of water. 7,000 atoms. 7,000 cancers. 7,000 fucking cancers. That could take 5 or 10 years. Any one of them. But when you put them all together. Major lesions in your organs. Your body is now going to flood itself with white blood cells. And that'll displace all your oxygen molecule. And that'll tax every reserve you got left in your body. Your body will start cannibalizing itself to deal with all the atoms throughout your body. And your body will go into shock. Heart attacks, sudden deaths, and everything else that goes bad with that. Okay, I'm going to give it up. And just to finish this off, I want you to think about cesium is 100% man-made murder. Tritium is 100%, according to EPA, they wouldn't lie to you like Health Canada is doing, would they? Can you really understand what I'm saying to you? Is that these numbers, each one of these is an atom. So if you drink a liter of water, you got 10 becquerels in that of cesium-137. Remember, you can't have one with all the other ones anyway, but iodine-131, iodine-132, 133, iodine-129 with a 15 million year half-life is 100 times more than every single iodine-131. For every cesium-137, there's actually 100 times more strontium-90, not 5, not half is less. So it would be, 100,000 becquerels in a liter of water. That's what you can expect. And so what I'm telling you is that's the way it works. It actually really truly works that way. These are the ratios. Terrorist laws. So that's why we have sarcophagus, and that's why we spend trillions of dollars on these stupid nuclear military industrial complexes, weapons production facilities, and all they're really doing is trying to make isotopes for directed energy weapons so they can have a little Star Wars fantasy. Our entire existence is based upon war, and we're supposed to be educated and move past that and into a civilized society. But every moment is about war. 10,000 ISIS, 10,000 Taliban, 10,000 Mujahideen, 10,000 Hamas. All of these create millions of orphans, millions of refugees, millions missing, millions displaced, entire infrastructures eradicated permanently, pensions, identities, and you send all these victims into an impoverished perpetual motion machine where they can never escape it ever again. And for what? To get 10,000 gangbangers. It's all them lies. But what we're doing here is they roll that out with the concept that you're too fucking stupid to even comprehend what's going on. And so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to take their pensions, all the Health of Canada's pensions for starters, and build prisons and just drop them out of a helicopter right down into the prison. And if they live, well, they can stay there. If they died, well, the ones there can cannibalize them and eat them because we're not going to fucking feed them. We'll feed them lots of water. We'll make sure that we waterboard every one of them 180 times a week to find out who done this so we can get to the bottom of it and eradicate those fuckers too. You can't go poisoning everybody in increments over a couple of years. And that's just me. I'll be drowning out in the next couple of months or even weeks, who knows. But as Canadians wake up over the next couple of months, not years, but next couple of months, I can guarantee you this is going to permeate because that's your proof right in front of you. That's pure 100% documented proof, not only of the radioactive fallout and the mass murder machine itself, but that your government has now turned into a tyrannical monster and has to be fucking dealt with. And as Canadians, we'll deal with it. Most countries are not as lucky as us. But these people can kiss their pensions goodbye. The nuclear industry can kiss their entire fucking existence goodbye. Because this planet is coming after those fuckers. Even without me, they're coming after these people. I'll say good night to everybody. Good afternoon to everybody. Hi, Kate. Bob. Hi, Shanikin. And so he's wiggling under the table.